A dedicated IP and a shared IP are not just two pricing tiers, they're two different operational models. Pick the wrong one and you can quietly break your data collection, email campaigns, or business automation. So how do you pick the right one? Here's everything you need to decide. Definitions. The 4 factors that actually matter. The 4 myths most guides still repeat. And a clean decision tree. What is a dedicated IP? A dedicated IP is one address assigned to a single client. Nobody else uses it. The bandwidth, the reputation, and the traffic all belong to you. The most common use cases for a dedicated IP are high-volume email, where sender reputation needs to be yours alone. Web scraping at scale, where consistency and control over blocks matter. IP whitelisting, where firewalls and SaaS dashboards need a fixed address. What is a shared IP? A shared IP is one address used by many clients at the same time. The provider routes traffic using domain names and ports so every request lands where it should. Shared IPs are often the better fit for casual browsing, where anonymity in the crowd matters more than control, small projects where budget is tight and traffic is light, basic market research where accessing geo-restricted content matters more than a consistent IP footprint. The 4 factors that decide your choice. When comparing dedicated and shared IPs, 4 factors do all the work. Factor number 1, control. A dedicated IP belongs to one account. You decide how it gets used and what reputation it builds. On a shared IP, your traffic mixes with everyone else's. You inherit whatever the pool does. Whether the pool is healthy or flagged, that's now your problem too. Factor number 2, reputation. This is the one most clients underestimate. On a shared IP, one user running aggressive scraping can flag the entire pool. Your clean traffic gets penalized for someone else's behavior. On a dedicated IP, the only person who can damage the reputation is you. Factor number 3, performance. Dedicated IPs hold up under heavy loads because the bandwidth is not competing with thousands of other requests. Shared IPs can slow down at peak hours and inherit any blocks the users pick up. Factor number 4, cost. Shared is cheaper because the bill is split across many clients. Dedicated costs more because you are paying for exclusive access, especially if those are IPv4 addresses. IPv4 is a nearly exhausted resource, so dedicated IPv4 addresses carry a real market price on top of the exclusivity premium. Whether that's worth it depends entirely on your use case. What do most guides still get wrong? Myth number 1. Dedicated IPs never get blocked. They do. A dedicated IP with poor usage history or aggressive request patterns can get flagged just as easily as a shared one. Myth number 2. Dedicated IPs are always worth the extra cost. The price premium buys you control you may not need. For low volume or rotating use cases, shared IPs can handle the same workload at a lower cost. Myth number 3. Shared IPs always get you banned. Reputational spillover is a risk, but a quality provider actively monitors the pool, removing IPs that develop a bad reputation. Myth number 4. A new dedicated IP is automatically better. This is the one we opened with. A new, dedicated IP starts cold. No reputation, no trust. Servers and ISPs treat it with suspicion until it builds a track record. We'll get to what to do about that next. The decision tree. Pick a dedicated IP if you run heavy web scraping on targets that aggressively block proxy ranges. You need a consistent identity for logins or automated workflows. You allow lists on a SaaS dashboard, firewall, or cloud platform. You manage multiple business-critical accounts that can't share a reputation. Pick a shared IP if you need broad geographical coverage without committing to specific IPs. You browse casually or run a small, low-volume project. Your priority is anonymity in the crowd, not control. Your budget is tight and your use case is not reputation sensitive. One thing worth noting. Dedicated versus shared is a separate decision from proxy type. Residential, ISP, data center, and mobile describe how the IP is sourced. Dedicated versus shared is about who else is using it. You usually decide both. If you go with the dedicated IP, the first week matters. Your first 7 days on a new dedicated IP. Here's how to use it correctly from day one. Don't blast traffic on day one. Start at low volume, increase gradually. For web scraping, this is called the warming. The same logic applies to email and any sustained traffic. Watch the signals, bounce rates, blocks, and IP reputation databases. If reputation slips, pull volume back fast. Separate your traffic by purpose. Account management on one IP, automation on another. Scraping target A on one IP, target B on another. Cross-contamination is how clean addresses get burned. Remember, a well-warmed dedicated IP is one of the most stable assets in a production proxy setup. That's the outcome you're building toward. The bottom line, the right IP type isn't the most expensive one. It's the one matched to your use case. 4 factors get you there: control, reputation, performance, and cost. Weight them against your traffic, your targets, and your tolerance for shared reputation. The answer becomes clear. If you're still not sure which setup fits your use case, talk to our team at IPRoyal. We'll help you choose between dedicated and shared IPs based on your traffic, volume, target sites, and performance requirements.